Hey there, guys, and welcome to episode 18 of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. My name is Josh, and today I'm joined once again by Ben from Corner Flag Games. How are you, buddy?
I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad. Getting very bored in this international break, though.
I was just about to say, welcome to the Gap Week, where the rules matter and the points don't, because there will be none up for offer. So, pretty well, obviously, as Ben has stated, international break. There will be a couple of little breaks like this, I believe, through the season. I believe there's another one when Australia do go overseas in January. And obviously the EPL as well. They will have a few more throughout the season. And I will be giving, in our next international break, a recap of the season so far, as I will tonight, and obviously also the leaderboard of how the EPL tips are going. I'm sure Ben's not ready to hear how he's travelling, as
Probably
I'm definitely not.
very poorly.
Yeah, so I would probably tend to agree with you on that one, mate. I think I'm going pretty shit house myself. So, yeah, look, guys, as on tonight's episode, we're just going to talk about, obviously, the game that was against the Sky Blues last week. We'll discuss, obviously, the youth side as well, how they went, as well as the game this week for the W League girls who host Canberra, obviously, as well as the Matildas who played the other night. And this a little bit about the Socceroos, obviously, coming up on Saturday. So we'll jump into it, mate. Performance against the Sky Blues. From what I could see, obviously, right on the sideline, it was very, very poor effort in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Virtually, I obviously haven't checked the stats, but I guarantee you I would have to say the stats would have been relatively along the lines of maybe 75-25, if we were lucky, because we virtually had no ball. The guys Sydney just threw that ball around the pitch nice and easy, and we virtually chased for 45 good minutes. So, obviously not much happened there in the first half. We moved through to the second half and we picked up a little bit. We played a lot more ball, obviously, as we received a lot more ball. And at the end of the day, obviously, Cowburn to the rescue.
Yeah.
Great little header there from the young man, and we scraped away with a draw, which I still feel we didn't deserve.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that we didn't deserve it. The only reason I say that is because, we had a very, very, very poor first half, but our second half, heads and shoulders, that was the last season Jets of old, where we'd just come out and it's like, nah, this is ours now. They're almost at this point at the moment where they come out relatively lackluster. It's very much in the early days of last season where we could only play one good half, and it seems to be happening again. Except the difference is that we're not, when we're going behind first this time, we're not getting back. The goals were coming from all over the pitch last season. That was something that was a very strong point for us last season, that anybody was popping up and was going to go into the back of the net. But I'm hopeful that that sort of system, even though we shouldn't be running like that, is going to happen again. I'm just struggling to think at the moment that Ernie stated very, very well in his post-match press conference, and that's we're not the underdog anymore. Teams know what we're like and they know how to set up against us now. He's tried to do things to sort of counteract that, but we don't fly under the radar anymore. Teams do their homework and they set up on us, and I think that's the difference at the moment.
Yeah. Look, it was. Look, it's hard to watch. Obviously, where it's frustrating for us as fans. I can only imagine how frustrating it is for the likes of Ernie Merrick and obviously the players themselves. Rocking up each week. Pretty well, I would say. Giving it a good 90% for most of the match, and virtually walking away with either a chance of winning the game or just pulling up just short. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't been smacked at all, obviously, which is a good thing. We could have been like the Central Coast or, obviously a few other sides or whatever that have been belted by a few in the last couple of weeks. But obviously, we've had draws, and obviously we've been getting beat by one or, like one goal is pretty much it. So yeah, look, it's frustrating. Trying to come up with standout performers in the side. I don't think you can go past Steven Ugarkovic. The man was on fire. He was literally on fire, and stats don't lie. 12.6 kilometers covered.
Yeah, I did see that during the week.
You know what I mean? 2 interceptions and 57 passes. Well, if he's made 57 passes, I don't reckon we've made 150 in the whole game. So, for himself to make 57, that's pretty impressive. Ben Kanarowski was pretty good. I won't say he was brilliant, and I won't say he was fantastic, but he, definitely got the job done like he normally does. He had that bit of aggro and bit of attitude, which we need, which we haven't been seeing in the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the day, it just falls back to the forwards. Like we're just missing something there. It just said it gets through to the forwards, and it's like they're scared to shoot. There was definitely a few opportunities there that warranted shots outside the box, and they didn't take them. They felt like they had to beat the players to get into the box to try and have a shot. Vargas is obviously he's lurking.
Mm-hmm.
I think after obviously his injuries in that last season, I think the fans expect more.
Yeah.
And expect that out of him. Again, I don't think he's playing poorly.
Oh, by no means.
But at the same time, I think he needs to improve. And I'm pretty sure if you were to ask him, he'd be the first person to put his hand up and state that he needs to improve.
Yeah.
The biggest issue I'm having at the moment is the JS situation.
Yeah.
Look, it's hard to say what you really think of a player and where they are after 4 weeks, and especially after someone who's only come in with 8 weeks preparation, and no idea of how long he's been out of training before he got to us.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm not seeing that spark I did with Vargas last year.
Yeah.
And obviously even Rodriguez, I feel was a class above.
Yeah.
And he wasn't anything special, you know what I mean? But he was setting up goals. He wasn't scoring a great deal, but just the fact that just for him to get to the baseline and get passed through the baseline and set him dropping balls back for the blokes like, or at the end of the season, obviously Vargas was there, and obviously Ronnie and bloody Scorpion King himself, McGree. But, your thoughts on him?
Again, I'm not going to jump to any conclusions just yet. We're still very early days yet. Yeah, okay, he was a flop in China, and it's well documented that he was a flop in China. He was banging him in the K League. He's got that passion. He may not have that spark yet, but I don't think that spark is going to be far off. He sure as hell has the mentality to drink. He sure as hell has that go ahead, and he's out to prove. I just think he just in going out there and trying to prove something to everybody, I think he's sort of selling himself a bit short and just needs to relax a bit more and go with the flow a bit.
Yeah. I think every Jets fan, seen the highlight reel. He can score goals.
Yeah.
And he can score cracking goals.
Again, talk to me about it at round 10.
Righto. Well, we'll hold you to that. Round 10, we'll see O'Donovan back for 2 games.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens there. So obviously that's going to be, and that's a big turning point in round 10, I think. That's 2 games, obviously, that O'Donovan's back. I don't see O'Donovan coming in straight away starting.
Mm-hmm.
So round 10 could be very interesting because it could see the real flip of, Jair straight to the bench, O'Donovan back. We could even see Joey back.
Yeah.
We don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there is no timeline on him. The fans seen him obviously out doing his bit, DJing and whatever, and rapping and stuff. And, he was fit there. He's training and stuff like that lightly. So, so it's a long way away. He could be well and truly on the scrap heap by round 10.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Same could be said for Johnny K as well by that point of the season too.
Yeah, well, he's back training and he's back to full fitness and full training and stuff like that. With a friggin' killer scar, like someone's friggin' absolutely gone to him with a friggin' chainsaw. So
yeah,
he won't be missed. You'll be able to spot him in a crowd for sure.
Yeah, but at the same point, opposition players won't want to fuck with him now.
I dare say friggin' the boys will have his back, so he probably won't have to do it. He probably wouldn't have to lift a finger, mate.
No, but at the same point too, mate, that could also be another turning point as well, because that could see, as much as he is doing well, but that could be seen as the downfall if he comes back fit and firing. That could be also seen as the downfall of Lachlan Jackson at left back.
Well, yeah, 100%. And as we touched on Lockie last week, he was all right. He was fine this week.
Yeah, he's getting better. He's showing improvement.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, I think it's just one of those things. You can't bag out the same player each week. Every player has a fault each week, and
trust me, mate. I can sit here and bag Ryan Grant every week if you want me
to. Joe Dirt, as Lockie, calling him from the sideline whilst we were watching him train. Yeah, no, friggin', he's a special kind of kid, that bloke.
Rumour is, and I don't know where I heard this rumour from, it may be from you, but was being told that he needs to clean himself and clean his image up a bit if he's to play for the Socceroos.
Yeah, I think I was telling you that. From what I've heard from good sources are that, yeah, there is a possibility that he will have to get rid of the mullet and so forth and sort of tidy himself up if he wants to obviously play at the top level. Obviously for the FFAs, the FFA obviously want to be nice and clean and no dramas and friggin' want to be that sort of, look at us, so to speak, and they don't want this, whatever you want to call him, country hick or whatever, friggin' obviously ruining their good boy image, so to speak. So, yeah, there is rumour that if he does make the squad, obviously he's only in the run-on squad at the moment, but if he does make it, and obviously there's injuries and stuff like that, and he gets the call up, yeah, there is definitely talk that he will have to cut the locks.
Thank God.
Which wouldn't be a problem, yeah, I was going to say. I reckon if we got a signed petition from all A League clubs, I think there'd be plenty of signatures on there for him to get rid of it.
Well, yeah, considering the fact that Brenton Speed and Andy Harper, it's all they can bloody talk about. They can't even commentate on the game.
Oh, no, it's like they're glued to his head, eh?
What do you expect from FFA FC, mate?
That's exactly right, man. That is exactly right.
Moving back into the game that was, I've got some of the statistics up here. Before we go too further into these statistics, I would like to say, Glenn Moss, I feel very, very sorry for you because you were so unlucky it was a joke. Not to stop that ball. Sort of just dipped under him. But at the same point as well, had that not happened, we were defending well. We were defending very well. Statistics I've got here is we had a tackle success rate of 61.1%.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, okay. Not great, but not bad. We held Sydney out. There were a few squeaky bum moments, as there always is.
Yep.
But when it comes to the attacking side of the game, and a couple of little interesting facts, we had Sydney hands down. Key statistics to point out was 78.3% passing accuracy. So our passing accuracy was only 0.6% less than Sydney's. Passing accuracy in our opponent's half was higher than Sydney's at 67.9%.
Yeah, right.
Crossing accuracy was higher than Sydney's at 22.2%. Crosses, we had 18 to their 12. We had 13 shots to their 5. Both teams had 3 on target, though. We had 6 block shots to Sydney's none. We had 6 shots outside the box and 7 inside the box.
It's amazing we had 6 out of the box. I can't even recall.
Yeah. But that's something I'm noticing and something that I've been screaming for in A-League seasons gone by. A-League seasons gone by, everybody was scared to have a crack from outside the box.
Yeah.
Now, it's happening every week.
Yeah.
I mean, prime example, have a look at Terry Antonis' last 2 goals for Melbourne victory.
True. Very true. 2 good goals.
2 good goals from well outside the area, catching keepers off guard because keepers are still expecting those balls to come inside the box.
Yep. No,
and he's capitalising on that.
Absolutely.
As for our sort of attacking and defensive statistics, 19% of our play went through the middle of Sydney's half. The middle of our attacking half.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Sydney had 24.5% of it straight through the guts.
Yeah, right.
It's clear by these statistics in the attacking thirds that we heavily favour Georgievski.
Yes.
45.8% of our attack came down that right-hand side.
Yeah, right. Wow.
35.2% came through Lockie, Jackson and Jair.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've never been a big proponent of the Jets playing Route 1 football. But we're favouring Georgievski or that right-hand side too much. And it's becoming predictable. People know that if they shut down Dimmy, because they know Dimmy's going to be playing on that right-hand side. If they shut down Dimmy, 7 out of 10 times they'll run into Georgievski and be able to shut him down too.
Yeah.
So it's brick wall. Play it central. Okay, so 19% of it's only coming through Sydney's attacking third through the guts for us. But that's probably because poor Ronnie in the middle is having to spray balls wide. Right. I dare say if you pull up the passing statistics for Ronnie Vargas, 50% of his passes are going left and the other 50% are going to the right.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it's definitely, as I said, it's somewhat proves and sums up the fact that we're not, the reason why we're not getting flogged. As I said, it's not so much we're doing the midfield and the fullback stuff wrong. It's just the fact that we're not getting the ball in the back of the net. It's that simple. And without getting that ball back into the net, you cannot win games. Yeah.
Ernie explained it best. It's not the last pass that's lacking. It's the second last pass that's lacking.
Mm-hmm.
And after hearing that and watching back some of our games from earlier this season, I 150% agree with him. It's that second last ball that's killing it. It's either getting intercepted, it's getting tackled, we're getting blocked, or we're rushing it.
Yep.
I've been a big proponent of Look, I don't think Hoffy's played bad up front. But
Yep.
you can see, my language, you can see the poor cunt doing absolutely everything he can to get his foot around that ball.
Yeah.
And it just isn't happening for him. I'm at the point where I actually feel sort of sorry for him because he's doing so much extra work that you don't see other strikers do. And it's rough him having to do that as well when he's the man up top by himself. Same can be said for Vargas. Vargas is doing over and above his job as that attacking midfielder. He's absolutely everywhere. We referred to Wayne Brown in years gone by as the terrier in midfield. Yep. That is Vargas.
Yes.
Vargas touches just about everything that happens that we do on multiple occasions.
Yep. Yeah, and if it's not him, it's friggin' it's Ugarkovic. They pretty much run that midfield, pretty tight ship, and at the end of the day, something's got to give, and it will give. And I think when it does, I think the heavens will open, and I think we will start scoring a lot more goals. And hopefully by after that, things will change for the better.
Yeah, and on the other side of the coin is as well, Vargas is happening to do all that extra work because every team is doubling up on Dimi Petrados.
Yep.
You'll find that not a lot of our play seems to touch Dimi, and if it does, Dimi's in major acres of space. Why? Because everybody in our team knows that they're just going to throw two on Dimi and shut absolutely everything down. If that's the case, either go through the guts or go to the opposite wing. Take a chance on Jair. It's better than giving it to Dimi under pressure and then turning over possession.
Yeah. Well, obviously on that note, can you give your 1, 2, 3?
Okay. My 3 goes to Vargas. My 2 goes to Georgievski. And my 1 goes to Calburn.
All right. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I am somewhat similar. My 3 goes to Vargas for sure. My two goes to Ugarkovic. I think, the passes alone obviously proved it, that the fact that he, as you said with Vargas, does the same thing, and 57 passes, he's touched pretty much most of their possession.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, he proves again why he is so key in that midfield every week. And 1 point is, I'm going to go Calburn as well. You can't not give him the 1 point for the goal itself. Just his reaction and obviously intensity to get to that ball first. He deserved that goal because he thought quickest out of everyone on that pitch. So
he is a man. He is a man that is out to prove himself.
Well, 100%, and obviously we can move from obviously that game where we'll take the point, obviously, and we'll move obviously to the game after the international break, which will be Western Sydney Wanderers, and obviously hopefully go down there and take 3 points, which I think we deserve, and I think we can possibly get at Western Sydney, especially after their game against it was Perth. I think they come away with a scrappy 2-2 draw. I think it was.
No, it was Brisbane.
Oh, it was Brisbane, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Western Sydney and Brisbane. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, you're right. Out at Mudgee.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. With all the friggin' racial controversy and friggin' Christ knows what. So
fair play to Jamie Young for giving it back, though.
Yeah, look, he not even giving it back. He done well virtually to keep his mouth shut, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he didn't. I heard the effects, Mike. Fox Sports posted it on Twitter.
Well, yeah, they did, but at the same time, it could have come out a lot worse, and he could have frigging done a lot. He could have been in a lot more strife.
Oh yeah,
because he's a professional and he shouldn't be retaliating to that shit. As hard as it is, he still shouldn't be retaliating to it because
But at the same point, you gotta give a man a due, and sometimes enough is enough.
Oh yeah, look, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And they're trying to Western Sydney are fully on board, and they're trying to find the culprit and sort it out. And there could possibly be a lifetime ban for all Western Sydney games. But at the same time, how do you enforce it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's bloody hard. So, but we'll see that one obviously not this weekend, but the following. But talking about Cowburn and so forth, the youth side played on Sunday afternoon out at Adamstown Oval and came away with a 2-0 loss to Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they did play pretty good. They played a very good first 15 minutes from what I've heard, where they virtually blew Sydney out of the water and was all over them.
Mm-hmm.
After Cowburn's efforts with the goal against Sydney the day before, he decided to back it up, and he was on free kick duties.
Oh wow!
Nick Cowburn, free kick duties for the day. He put a few good ones in there from what I got told, but I think the biggest talking point of the match, as from a senior perspective, as obviously a couple of the guys got runs there, was your mate Ivan Vujicic.
Oh, Ivan.
Very, very instrumental on the pitch. I was lucky enough to see the last 15, 20 minutes of it, and he hit a ball just outside the box on the left side, and it cannoned off the crossbar. Absolute cracker, absolute cannon. And it just proved, obviously, right there that why he's still on the bench at the moment. I think his fitness looked good. His ball work and his ball rotation looked very good. And, after that performance, I think it's going to be very hard for Ernie to possibly keep him sidelined, I think.
Yeah. Well, I did hear a little bit of interesting news about Ivan Vujicic, which I can finally put to bed now. And that's that the reason why he hasn't really been in the starting 11 so far this season, and another reason why they've been running Lockie Jackson out on that left-hand side is Ivan went under the knife during just before pre-season. I don't know the extent of what was done.
Yeah.
But he was under the knife and was trying to return to fitness before, I think they said round 3 or round 4.
Yep. Yeah, well, obviously the run he was given, obviously on Sunday would be pudding of that. He put in a good shift. So Taliano wasn't too bad either. Look, I know you're not too sold on him, and I don't expect him to get many games this season, hopefully, as long as Mossy stays fit. But he wasn't too bad. You know what I mean? Like, the two goals didn't.
You know my thoughts and feelings on Luis Italiano. Sorry, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, he's they'll get through the 12 months and see what happens. Hopefully, Birighetti doesn't get a run, and we might be able to fucking snap him up.
I'll take Biro back. There's no point in sitting on the bench at City.
Absolutely, I'm sure Mossy will take a back seat and sit back and let Biras do the job. And
I'm actually quite surprised that
so was I.
That he's actually sitting on the bench, because we all know Biras. Biras is a class keeper and was an unsung and a sung hero in years gone by, a very poor Jet squad.
Yep.
And to sit on the bench behind Eugene Galekovic, considering that Warren Joyce was adamant that Galekovic was going to sit on the bench all last season because Bozanis was, in his eyes, a better goalkeeper, which I'm no coach, but I strongly disagree with his decision there. He's got his A League winners medal and all that, comes across the City, and he's semi-retired on the bench. Like,
he
hasn't done anything for 12 months.
And that's it. That's exactly right.
And after getting 3 shipped past you as well the other week, even if the City squad themselves were playing poorly, come on, wouldn't that run through your head as if to go, might change things up a bit and give Beerers a run next week?
Yeah.
I certainly would.
100%. 100% would agree with you there, mate. Well, see, obviously the young boys couldn't get it done, and first game of the season, so still plenty of time there to get the points and obviously get to the dance at the end. But we'll move, obviously, whilst, as I said, we've got that international break. I strongly suggest, obviously, for all Jets fans to get down to McDonald Jones Stadium on Saturday night, 7:30 kick-off. The W League is going ahead there, Newcastle versus Canberra, where obviously being a Jets member, you get free access to the game. So it's pretty much not going to cost you a dime to get in there. And if anyone obviously went and watched the Matildas game last night like I did, you will not be disappointed with the quality and obviously talent that is on display in the W League. It is friggin' phenomenal.
Oh yeah, always been a very strong proponent of the W League. I must admit, I've always been a fan of it. But at the same point as well, the girls are a class above. Like it's good, and it's also good to see, some not so household names get in there, get into the soccer, the Matilda squad. Sorry.
Yeah.
And a big congratulations to Caitlin Ford on her first professional hat trick for the Matildas.
Look, it was interesting. It was an interesting first half. I think everyone sort of sat back at halftime and went, "Where are the goals?" Mm-hmm. We definitely got in there and deserved the goals. So there should have been plenty in the first half, but they sure as hell made up for it in the second half. That was for sure.
Oh yeah.
Bloody just obviously having a quick glance here. So pretty much Sam Kerr scored one. Obviously, as you said, Ford got her first hat trick, and obviously Emily Jelenic scored as well in the 69th minute to make it 5-0 victory. Team stats: 16 shots to Chile's 6, shots on target 9 to Chile's 2, possession was 55-45 to us, passes 455 to Australia, 400 to Chile. Accuracy, we pipped them there 75% to 70, and 14 fouls to Chile's 5. Yellow card apiece, no red cards, 2 offsides to Australia, 3 to Chile, and corner count 5-4 in favour of the Aussies. So, look, once we scored that first one there in the 52nd minute, that was it. Floodgates opened. 52nd minute, 54th, 67th, 69th, and obviously the 88th with the final absolute howler from a goalkeeper.
Oh.
I believe they classed it as just as good a touch as Lukaku's.
Oh, wow.
Quite ironic. So, yeah, look, it was a good game to sit back and obviously watch, and thanks again to Lockie for the tickets. I will give him a plug in that one. They were pretty good tickets. So, yeah, look, it's, we got unlucky against Melbourne Victory there in the W League the first round, but yeah, as I said, if you haven't got anything on or whatever it is, especially if you've got young kids, I took my 2-year-old daughter and she loved it. She just sort of sat there and friggin' was screaming at the top of her lungs, friggin', go the Matildas, and obviously wanting to get on the pitch and play with the young girls on at half time and stuff like that. So,
oh, cute.
It was quite funny. But yeah, as I said, the missus enjoyed it, and I think all the 12,000 strong fans, well and surely got behind the girls, and hopefully we can see a lot more of it, and hopefully we get a game in 2023 at the Women's World Cup here in Australia. So start saving your pennies. It will be an unbelievable tournament. So, and probably the only tournament we'll see World Cup wise here for a while. So, as I said, strongly get behind that one, mate. Did you end up watching the game?
No, I didn't.
No,
I was otherwise engaged, unfortunately.
No, fair call, mate. Fair call. Well, as I said, we've dissected the game, mate. We've talked about the youth, the women's, and stuff like that. I think there's only one more thing to really discuss in this international break, and that would be the Socceroos.
Yes, interesting news.
Socceroos. Full squad was released a couple of days ago. Mustafa Amini, Aziz Bayic, Martin Boyle, Deganak, Alex Skabash, Jackson Irvine, James Jago, Tommy Urick, Matthew German, Robbie Cruz, Mitch Langerak, Matthew Leckie, Massimo Luongo, Awa Mobile, Jamie McLaren, Mark Milligan, Aaron Moy, Andrew Naboot, Josh Risdon, Tom Rogic, Matthew Ryan, Trent Sainsbury, Danny Vukovic, and the train-on players Thomas Dang, Craig Goodwin, Ryan Grant, and Dimi Petratos, the Jets' own. So, your thoughts, mate? Now, I do not want to go into this a great deal.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't spoken to Ben about this, and I need to speak to Terence as well, which I believe Ben will speak to him before I will. If you guys haven't seen or watched any of our content on the Len Network, if these guys are free on Friday night, possibly, I want to do an all Aussie show, as finding time to get to our English counterpart is going to be very difficult for the next couple of months, you'd imagine, Ben.
Mm-hmm. We're in the process of trying to work something out, though.
We're definitely, we're trying to work something out. But again, it's just going to be a pain in the backside. He's either going to have to do it first thing on a Saturday or Friday morning before work, or we've got to do something like vice versa. So, but yes, I do want to do some sort of international stuff with the Len Network guys. I think we need to do something. We haven't done anything for a while, and stay tuned for that if these boys are free. But yeah, obviously the squad's nailed in, mate. Your thoughts for the two games coming up?
Well,
good squad.
It's a very good squad. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
I'm very interested to see, because all the news that's coming out from this team selection, there's a lot that's come out of this, from Kenny Lowe jumping back on the horse to become a Socceroos coach under, or part of Graham Arnold's team, which I think is a welcome change, because very much like Graham Arnold, Kenny's a very no-nonsense manager, always has been. He's one of those managers that turns around to the players and go, right, you go in on 120% of every tackle, because the one time you don't, I want you to snap legs, because if you don't snap legs, yours will get snapped.
Yeah.
He's very much like Graham Arnold in the fact that it's no-nonsense football.
Yep.
I'm trying to pull up the squad, and I can't seem to find it. I did have it the other day, but all the big thing is sort of surrounding young Scotsman turned Aussie, Martin Boyle from Hibernian.
Yeah, look, obviously he's going pretty well there at the moment out at Hibs, and I think he's got the quality. But I'm not game enough to say nothing until obviously I've seen him play a few games, because I've said that before. And Scott McDonald flop, Mark Viduka flop. Friggin' there was another one I just thought of, but I can't remember who the hell it was recently, number 9, but I can't remember. But anyway, we'll move forward. Duke, I think it was another one. Don't think off the top of my head. Flop. Um, we've lacked quality strikers.
Boyle ain't one of them.
So, yeah, but see, that's the biggest thing. I don't care what you do at club level. It's a completely different ball game. And most Aussies, most international players will tell you that it's a completely different ball game. It's not like you playing with the blokes week in, week out. You know what I mean? Yeah, cool. He's going to have Milligan around him. He's going to have McLaren around him. There's talk that Graham Arnold wants the partnership up front of Jamie McLaren and Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bad idea. Jamie McLaren's played 6 games for Hibs, hasn't scored a goal yet. I don't think he's ready. I don't think. You know what I mean? I think Naboot needs to be up front.
Yep, I agree with that.
And I unfortunately know nothing against McLaren as a player. I think he's a quality player. He deserves to be at a club like Hibs. But when you've only played 6 games for them and you haven't scored 1 goal yet.
He has come off injury though too. Recently.
Oh yeah. Look. Yeah. Fair call, and that's it. I'm not saying, where you've only played 6 games, whatever. I'm just saying after 6 games and not scoring goals, I don't think he's ready to start for Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that doesn't happen. As I said, I think Naboot's probably the best one to go with out of those 2. But even then, again, Naboot's come off injury as well. He's played a lot more games than McLaren has, but at the same time, I don't know what his strike rate is of scoring goals. But you know what it's like, mate. Cruz will play up front. You watch.
Oh God! Don't even say that as a joke.
No, you'll take the captain's armband. As far as that's just something I could see happening. Just because he's an asshole and I don't like him, and he's a sook because he doesn't like people freaking giving him shit. But anyway, it's part of being a footballer champ. If you don't like it, hang up the boots and let someone else have a go.
Well, yeah, that's another interesting point of contention as well with our big mate Ned Kelly not in the squad. Who's going to wear the armband?
There are only two candidates to take that spot. And as much as I think they're both ready, I still think there's only one strong candidate and one person who should be captain, and that's Matt Ryan. I know Trent Sainsbury will be a captain one day. I don't think he's played enough games at club level.
At club level,
yes. He's played. Well, I'm not going to say it because I'm not 100% sure, but he wouldn't have played 10 games for PSV at the moment. He's played once. In the Champions League, and I don't believe he's made any real improvement, obviously, or whatever. Again, that's a completely different level as obviously some of the other guys, and that's why I think he will be captain material. And if they were to go a dual captaincy, I wouldn't be, as I'm sure some people would carry on about it and go, friggin', that's a ridiculous idea. I don't see it being a bad idea. I think they both deserve to be captain. Trent Sainsbury will definitely do the job on the pitch. He's definitely got that leadership quality. But I don't think we can go past Matt Ryan. I just think that he's ready. He's becoming Mark Schwarzer. Yeah. He has all the attributes and all the skills to go win a trophy, win a big trophy like the EPL. As long as he doesn't do that with friggin' either Manchester United or Everton, I don't give a shit who else he does it with. But and that's only for the rumours that he's talking about friggin' apparently being successor to Hare. Not to Hare. What's his name? Friggin' Goa or whatever the hell his name is from United.
Yeah,
De Gea, yeah. And yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. But look, yeah.
The last time an Australian did that, it didn't work out too well for Bozza, did it?
Well, that's exactly right. Exactly right. I just don't think... Yeah, I don't think he needs to go to a club like that.
No, I don't think he should either.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not suggesting that he should come to Liverpool or anything like that. I think he needs to definitely go to a higher club, without a shadow of a doubt. Maybe a Tottenham would be a good one. You'd probably go all right there. The coaching staff and that'd be goalkeeping coaches. Sorry, they're pretty handy. So maybe Tottenham or even Arsenal. You might go all right at Arsenal. Terence, I'm sure, would like me talking about Matty Ryan going to Arsenal. But
right.
I just
can I throw another conundrum into the mix?
Yes, by all means.
Would you consider Moy for the captaincy?
Yes.
Bearing in mind the fact that compared to some of the other players that we have in our Socceroo squad, he doesn't have as many caps as some of them.
Yep.
He's lacking on caps behind your Matt Ryans and your Tommy Rogic's and he's one behind Trent Sainsbury.
Yep.
And well behind people like Matt Leckie. But I take into consideration his age, the amount of time he's spent in the setup consistently. He's a consistent starter. He's a consistent starter at club level. He's in his, second year in the EPL?
Yep.
Second, third year in the EPL?
Second and final year if he stays with them.
Yeah, and he's no deal either.
Yeah.
And I think he has that voice on the park to get the job done.
Yeah, look, it's in that squad there. There is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
And that's about it. I can think that would probably get the nod. As far as I'm concerned, I would not be surprised that while Mark Milligan is still in that squad, he will get the captaincy. He's captained them plenty of times before. Seniority. If he's in that squad, he's not sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Especially with Graham Arnold at the helm. He will not do that. He's come out and clearly stated that he's means all business, and Tim Cahill will be lucky to see 5 minutes, and that he'd be grateful to get 5 minutes, if that.
Wow. Strong call.
That's pretty much what he's come out and said, because Cahill's not part of the setup.
No, well, that's fair.
And that's exactly right. And it's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of him at Graham Arnold at all, but the fact that he's not sitting there going, he needs to go out on a high and let's give him 45 minutes or whatever. He's thinking of January, which is only 2 months away.
Yeah.
And he's not going to put a bloke on the pitch. He's not going to be there after this game.
Yeah, no, 100%.
After the game. So, whilst Milligan's still at international level, would not be surprised if he doesn't get the captaincy.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
But the only other blokes I can see in that squad, other than Matty Ryan, Sainsbury, and Milligan, and obviously you've said Aaron Moy, leaves only 2 left, and that would be Massimo Luongo, who is captain of QPR.
QPR, yeah.
And he's been captain for 2.5 seasons.
Yeah.
Give or take. So the fact that QPR have got faith in him still to be captain would mean that he's definitely got leadership material.
Yeah.
He may not be captain material right now, but he could definitely be captain of Australia at some point. And the only other one I can see there would be Tom Rogic, who will be still part of the squad for a fair few years to come.
Yep.
Has that attitude where he will just, he will go all day, and he will take, he doesn't take shit. And I think that's probably actually a really bad example, because, I think the Australian initiative in general is that, and I think every Australian person who puts on that shirt has that attitude.
Yep.
So that's probably a bad call to say, but at the same time, he's playing at the top level. He's playing at yes, okay, it's it's Celtic, which there's no real friggin' big competition other than them in the league. But yeah, look, he's definitely probably one there that could take the armband, but that's about it as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, yeah.
But at the end of the day, you've got to think Sainsbury's going to be the front runner.
Yeah, well,
especially with friggin' father-in-law or whatever it is at the friggin' helm.
Yeah. See, my other bolter for the captaincy, who is again a no nonsense. His only downfall at the moment and he's not playing regular at club level, but has been consistently for the past 3 years. Yes, he's Aziz Bayic.
Yeah,
but I still think he's just that little bit too young. 5 years, 6 years time, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't really put him in my sort of lineup. I think there's just way too many people in front of him, way too many people. But at the same time, as you said, if he's definitely got that attitude, and he will, as long as he finds a club where he can get regular game time and stuff like that, he will be definitely a gun for the Socceroos, and someone who will, be part of that strong fold of like your Milligans, Yednaks, and these class blokes who are coming to the end. Even Robbie Cruz, I suppose. As much as I don't like him, he's done enough to keep himself in that squad.
Yeah,
and for that you've got to give him courage, and you've got to freaking give him props because.
He still plays week in, week out.
And that's the thing
for Bochum.
Yeah, and again, they're not fantastic, but friggin' Bochum is no different to friggin' Hibs. You know what I mean? If you were to play those two teams together, you would have a very, very tight game.
Yeah.
And Robbie Cruz plays week in, week out, and friggin' your McLarens and stuff like that don't.
Yeah.
So for that, you have to give him props, and he's there for that reason. It's no different to Guzbajic and Irvine, who's dropped off but still playing every week.
Yep.
Juric, as much as I don't rate him at all, he's banging in goals at club level.
Yeah, agreed.
You know what I mean? So the squad itself as a whole is a good one.
Yeah, it's a tidy one.
It's, and obviously these train-on players like your Thomas Dangs, your Craig Goodwins, and your Grants and Petrados, you know what I mean? For them to get into this squad,
they're very lucky.
And obviously or not even to get into this squad, to get a chance to even, have a run with these boys, you take that as a win. You know what I mean? My thoughts on Azani.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, people rate him and people reckon he's going to be classed stuff. I can't buy into it. I don't buy into it at all.
Same as you, mate.
I don't see how you can sit there and say as a 17-year-old kid, he's going to be the next big thing and he's going to be fantastic. I've heard it all.
Yeah,
and not even at Australian level, at top quality level. With other clubs and friggin' European stars and shit like that, and they've just turned to rubbish.
Yep.
Aaron Moy at 17.
Can I make a statement?
Go on.
People that are, going to go out there and do big things and, being looked at by major clubs. Ben Kanarowski. Sorry, Benny.
That's a bit fucking harsh.
No.
Could have been anyone other than a Jets player.
You go back before his injuries. He was being looked at by Bayern.
Yeah, 100%. And there's been plenty of them. Go
ahead.
Obviously, at Australian level and everything. Aaron Moy, prime example, 17 years of age, took a chance, went to England and didn't make it. Flopped.
He flopped in Scotland.
Couldn't get a game, then went to Scotland and couldn't get nothing there, and then had to come back to the A League and made it 25. And then obviously got his chance at 25 to go back to England and now succeeding.
Yeah.
Azani's 17. He's still young and he has so much growing to do. And I guarantee you he'll be back in the A League before his 22nd birthday.
Okay, fair call.
I just don't think. Yeah, I just don't see it happening. And his injury proved that.
Yeah,
People look at it. People thought that it's just unlucky and all this sort of stuff. And
it's not
Rodgers
unlucky.
needs to play him, and Rodgers needs to play him. He needs to play him. And City's like, if you're not going to play him, we'll have him back and stuff like that. So Rodgers was forced to play him when he knew he wasn't ready.
Yeah, but at the same
And I
point
will
as well,
stand by that.
he would have. He's been told, try that crap overseas that you did in the A League, and you will get railed.
Oh shit, yeah.
He's tried it. He's gotten railed for it.
He's a show pony.
And now he's out for 12 months because he didn't listen.
That's it.
That's simple as that. It might work in the A League, falling over your own legs and throwing your hand up in the air, but it don't work overseas. It's rough and tumble. It's a way of life there.
That's it.
That's it.
That's exactly it.
They don't pull punches.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's not just me sitting there as a fan of Liverpool and an ex-Liverpool coach, and me trying to jump on his bandwagon, frigging saying Rodgers is one of the best coaches in the world. He's it's simple fact.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter who you are and what coach you are. You know what I mean? If you know a player's not ready, you are not going to play him, no matter what fans or frigging owner of whatever club owns him tell you.
Yeah.
And that's the reason behind that. I guarantee you that's the reason why he didn't get a run, and it's why he wasn't playing. It wasn't getting game time for Celtic. And whilst he was still sitting on the, friggin' Pines or whatever it is, playing in the youth structure and shit like that, he's 17.
That's right.
Celtic squad is quality. Like, it is a very good squad.
Yeah,
Rogic
exactly.
alone to crack that squad is doing well.
Yeah, and Rogic is a seasoned player and a Socceroo, and
he's a veteran. He's a veteran
right.
there. He's played over 100 games.
He's been
100 games for him.
He's been around.
But at the same time, he spent most of last season on the Pine. He couldn't get a game.
Yeah, but he knows and he understands the rough and tumble.
Yeah, it's just.
And he wasn't 17 when he broke into when he was trying to break into their first team. He was an established player.
17 years of age, he was trying to break into the Central Coast. But anyway,
correct.
You won't go into that, the poor bugger. You got to start somewhere.
Well, we've all had our downfalls.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But look, yeah, like I hope he gets fit. I hope he gets back and he recovers 100%. He has no dramas with the recovery.
Yep, no, 100%.
You know what I mean? And being at Celtic, he will get the best treatment, and they'll fly him wherever the friggin' hell they need to fly him to make sure that he recovered. But hey, I don't know. I just don't think he's going to be the mould. I think Amini's got a better chance of friggin' than he does, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
I think Amini's a gun. I think he's going gun for leather over at
Aarhus.
That's the one. I'd memorised that friggin'. I'd written it down. I was looking for it on my friggin' page. And thank God you got to it before me, because I was struggling with shit. I remembered where it was. But yeah, he's having a great season over there, and he's playing great football. So,
but he's got the experience too, and he's got the training behind him,
and he's got the mistakes that he's made.
He spent 3 or 4 years at Dortmund in the youth setup,
doing stuff all. Not whinging and bitching because he wasn't playing first team football. Friggin' rode the pine and friggin' took all the crap and look where he is.
But played youth level for them. That experience is invulnerable.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. But at the same time, we can carry on and we can go on and on and on about these players or whatever that I didn't think were good enough for the squad and have proved me wrong, and the players that haven't proved me wrong, I've been pretty right about.
Yeah. But at the same point, just because, they've proved us wrong, don't stop there. Like, who knows? We might be complete idiots and get everything wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, it's it, Thomas Dang, I think I would have no dramas with him coming in to the actual full squad and getting a couple of minutes.
Agreed.
I think he's definitely earned his stripes, and I think he definitely deserves a chance.
Yeah, I think he can do business.
Ryan Grant, look, he's a class act. You can't take that away from him. I think he's a little bit past what we're looking for the Socceroos in comparison to what we've got there now.
I look at it in the fact of, look, right back is always an area that we've struggled in.
Yep.
Risdon has got it nailed down now.
Yeah.
We need a backup for Risdon if and when he does get injured. I don't think Ryan Grant is a bad replacement. Trust me,
No.
I can say firsthand that he does bring the mongrel factor that we're looking for.
Yeah.
And he is a tidy player on his day. I understand that they're trying to rush him through for the ACL and get him up to speed. Oh, not the ACL, the fucking whatever it's called. But bringing him in it's good that they've got him in the train-on squad. I'm fine with that. Bringing him straight into first team or into the main squad, very dangerous after the past 12 months he's had.
Yeah. But it's no different, you know. I mean, Dimmy, frigging good. I would love Dimmy to be King Timmy. So sit here as a Jets fan and say I'd love to see him in the squad. Where do you put him? You know what I mean? Like, there is just, I still believe there are players there that are still above him, not in talent, not in skill, but just in experience.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you need to. Would I love to see him just walk straight into that squad, friggin' take Robbie Cruz's spot and friggin' axe Robbie Cruz from the squad and put him straight into it? Absolutely. Mate, I'd love to see that happen, and that'd be fantastic, but it won't happen.
No.
Same as Craig Goodwin. He will not get a crack in that squad. And it's a shame because he's banging in goals at the moment, but it's at the moment.
Yeah, but it's at the same point as well. Over the past, 5 to 7 years, the hardest place to get a gig in the Socceroo squad has been our midfield. We've gone from developing class goalkeepers and class strikers that can't play at international level to just being all about the midfield. Because, 10 years ago, that's what we lacked.
Yeah.
That's what we lacked. Now, in this day and age, we're lacking out-and-outers, out-and-out strikers, fullbacks, and that's basically it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But even the fullbacks are starting to come good. You know what I mean? Instead of your Trent Sainsbury's, watching Degenek play the last couple of weeks against Liverpool, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's looking so good there, and he's just a rock.
Yeah, you've got what? Aziz Bayic on the left and Josh Risdon on the right. Josh Risdon, still, cementing that right back spot down after Ange threw it all up the shit and decided to play three at the back.
Yep.
So he's still trying to make, his mark on that.
Yep.
Which is fair enough. You won't knock Aziz off at all. He's got left back nailed down for years. He's got it. Yeah. Look, but again, they've got a first-hand replacement with a little bit of international experience on that bench as well in Alex Gershbash, and it's good to have him back in the squad. I've been calling for him for fucking 12 months.
Yeah. And look, we can sit here and we can go on about it, and this is what I mean. I want to hopefully, as I said, find 5 minutes with yourself and Terence, and Dan, obviously, if we can track him, nail him down for an hour or so. And just obviously talk the international break, which hopefully, if you guys are free, we can sort something out. But obviously, hopefully, if we can nail it down, I might get Terence to sort out some questions for us, because he loves his questions and he likes asking us questions and our answers from obviously Terence's vlogs and stuff like that, and obviously his wireless family stuff that he does on his own channel. So be sure to go check that out, guys. Little plug for you too, because I love you. But we'll leave that for that, and we'll obviously let you know if we are going to do that and we get it nailed down. But mate, we'll start wrapping it up, mate. We'll do a little preview, obviously, after 12 rounds of the EPL. Just get your take, obviously, on your thoughts, how everything's travelling. Clubs that have impressed you and clubs that they've just gone, shit, didn't expect them to be there.
Let me pull up the table then.
While you're pulling up the table, mate, we will run through it with obviously from top to bottom. Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Watford, and United round out the top 8, followed by Everton, Leicester, Wolves, Brighton, West Ham, Newcastle, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Cardiff City, Huddersfield, and sitting on the very bottom there, Fulham with 1 win, 2 draws, and 9 losses. Thoughts on the table, mate? Where you roughly expected everyone to be sitting after 12 rounds?
Well, the table is starting to show and reflect its true colours come 38 games.
Mm-hmm.
I expected Arsenal to be in 4th and above Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't expect is Bournemouth in 6th, Watford in 7th, United in 8th,
Mm-hmm.
Wolves in 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Did not expect that. Didn't expect Newcastle above teams like Crystal Palace and Southampton either.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Didn't expect to see Huddersfield in 19th either. And I was hoping that Fulham would do better than what they are.
Yeah. Look, as I said, it's been interesting. As you said, they're right where they are every year. We're hunting for that 4th spot. Only a game off Tottenham, so they're getting close. Bournemouth, as you said, is definitely a surprise packet.
Mm-hmm.
Them and Watford, to be fair, sitting in that on the same points as Manchester United. 10 years ago, Bournemouth and Watford sitting on the same points as United, it would be a fairy tale.
10 years ago, mate, Watford were the yo-yo club and Bournemouth was still in League 2.
Yeah, correct. So the fact that, they're sitting that far down, that far up the table is impressive. United sitting in 8th is fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
I think it's great. The fact that Mourinho's still got his job after sitting them there is
I've been calling it from the start.
It's quite concerning. He's not losing his job, mate. Don't. He's not losing his job. It's just a phase. It's a phase. He's coming. Don't want him to lose his job, mate. It's fantastic. Loves it. Even the kids are enjoying it.
His job. I want him to lose his job.
The kids are enjoying it. You see that young bloke who done the pose
Yes.
for the friggin' photos with the same friggin' 3 fingers to his ear, like Mourinho. Oh man, mate, I was in stitches. Funniest thing I've seen in ages. And it's things like that you just can't sack Mourinho. The kids love him.
It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it.
Correct.
You only love him because you're half Portuguese.
Oh, here we go.
Terrence will be happy I snuck that one in. So will Dan.
Here we go. Got to always bring it up, don't you? Anyway, but yeah, look, seeing them down that low is good. Watch Everton down that low is fantastic. It's great. But at the same time, it's where they sit 95% of the time. If Everton are cracking the top, if they're in the top half of the 10, they class that as 10. A good win.
Yeah,
they class that as a good.
Yeah, if they hit 10th,
good result.
That's typical run of the mill for Everton.
Yeah. But just the fact that obviously you can look, say, 11th, 10th, 11th, down to the bottom. It's interesting.
It's anyone's game.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Fulham are sitting on 5 points. They can quickly change.
Yeah, they get on a good run of form.
3 points. 3 points. 3 victories will bring them up to about 12th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it takes a couple of teams there friggin' to have a bad run. West Ham, honestly, I expected them to be higher than that. Not much higher than that, but I still expected them to be higher than 13th. I was pushing top 10 at least.
Yeah, but you got to remember too that like 4 games ago they were sitting relegation zone.
Oh, correct, and exactly what I said from like round 3 or some shit after they lost the first 3 games. I said it will change.
Oh yeah.
I said they will score goals and they will move from last or wherever they were, and they have, and they will go up. I still see them finishing just probably where Everton is right now, 9th. I reckon 9th, 10th will probably be a good finish for them this year. Huddersfield's a bit disappointing, but probably what they deserve. In quality, they haven't produced a great deal of it, and because of it, that's why they're sitting where they are. Same as Cardiff, same as Fulham.
Cardiff and Fulham are a bit of a different story. And I only say that because Huddersfield have had time to establish themselves in the EPL. They've also had, because of that as well, they have a higher tolerance for financial fair play rules. So it's not like they can't spend the money.
Yep.
They haven't recruited well this season. At all. They flew very, very much under the radar. Only signing, I think it's only one or two or three, serviceable players. But they've had their chance to do what they need to do to continue to fight there, and I don't think they've done it.
Yeah. Yep.
Brace for the clear out.
Yeah, look, it's if you ask Southampton, they're sitting 17th because they're getting robbed every week. They should have won on the weekend, and they didn't because they were robbed. To be fair to them, they were well and truly robbed.
Oh yeah,
called offside from I think it was Shane Long who hit the ball, and one of his players or whatever was just sitting there waiting for the ball to come in and didn't hit him, didn't connect him at all, didn't interfere with the play, and he was offside. Spion.
Wouldn't be the first, and it won't be the last.
Nah, 100%. It's funny. It's funny the fact that blokes in like that, and obviously sitting here playing in the best league in the world, are calling for VAR, and we're calling to get rid of it. So if they want to swap, by all means, you
have it.
You can have it for free. We won't even ask for money for it. You
can take it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll pay for the postage to get all the gear and the equipment and shit out of our freaking country and over to yours. No problem whatsoever.
And for the same thing as well, like Southampton don't have a bad squad.
Absolutely
they should, with the squad that they have, they should be much higher up the table than where they are.
Absolutely. I'm
saying like 9th, 10th, comfortable mid-table.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, look, it's it's close. I think it's very close after. Pardon me.
It's going to be a tight race.
Obviously, after the amount of games that have been played, it's going to be a close one. What do you think? Do you think Fulham and SoFar are looking at relegation? Do you think they can get out of it? You know what we know what the old horse says. Whoever's sitting bottom at Christmas is down. So they ain't got long to go.
It's a hard one to call. And like the only game that I actually sat and watched over the weekend, like for the full 90 minutes, and like actually, was quite interested in. I watched the Burnley, no, not Burnley, the Brighton Cardiff game. And by God, what a game that was.
Yep.
And Brighton were heads and shoulders running all over Cardiff until that red card. And even still, it took Cardiff until near on the 90 minute to do something about it. They had like 75 odd minutes to play against 10 men, and they still couldn't crack it.
Yep.
But from about 88 minutes on, they threw everything and the kitchen sink and the rest of the house at Brighton, and Brighton were very unlucky.
Yep.
Because if you look at that second goal from who was it that scored it? the one that screwed up with the foul. I can't remember his bloody name, but again,
Yep.
Cardiff got very lucky because from everyone else's angle except the linesman, it was offside.
Yep. Look, it's going to be a very interesting season to play out. You know, you've still got obviously the likes of City, Liverpool, and Chelsea all still all undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Tottenham can change that next week when Tottenham take on Chelsea.
Yep.
That'd be very nice if Chelsea can drop points there.
Can't Spurs do us a favour?
Yeah, absolutely. Other than that, I don't see City really dropping points till Christ. I'm just scrolling through the ladder as we speak. Maybe round 16.
Wow.
Which is the 11th of the 12th, so just before Christmas against Chelsea. They may lose points there, but other than that, they're pretty good and pretty easy run.
Mm-hmm.
I think Liverpool's got a pretty easy couple of weeks, which sees them play Watford, then the derby.
Well, you know what they say, mate? They've said, and
probably lose the derby.
It's one of those things that all Liverpool supporters say every season. This year is our year.
Tell you? I haven't said it once this year.
I know you haven't.
I'm not going to say it at all.
In saying that,
I won't be happy to.
If you'd have said that at the start of this season, I would have agreed with you.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you've got going against you is that not only is it your season, but City are on fire. Everybody else is coming through with no losses. I tell you now, if City and Chelsea had have lost at least one game by now, I would have turned around and been more than happy to agree with you going, this is Liverpool's season.
The fact that we pulled a draw against City helped my cause a little bit. I might thank Christ for that. We drew against them, so I'll take that as a win. Mm-hmm. But yeah. The only time I'm telling you right now, after watching Liverpool as a fan since day dot of being able to recognise football and understand it, there is only one time I will say it is our year. And that isn't until that fucking title is locked up in our cabinet at Anfield. Safe, secured, with friggin' 20 padlocks and friggin' under armoured guard friggin' lockup.
and not a mank in sight.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly right. Exactly right. When they're serving poor people friggin' loony friggin' scouse. Mate. Oh, scouse soup. I love it. But before we go, I know we're rattling on and stuff like that now. There is one thing I do want to quickly talk about before we go. Two things, actually. The second last thing is the championship.
Oh, God. What about
only because there's only a couple of quick points I want to obviously put into it. If you haven't been watching it, obviously go and watch a few games if you can on beIN Sports. It's a cracking season this year. There are serious...
I'm sorry, it's a better... I prefer watching the championship than what I do over the Premier League.
That's because Birmingham's in it.
No, that is not because my team's in it, because we never get the broadcast bloody game anyway. So it doesn't matter two figs to me, but it is...
Fantastic.
At majority points, it is a harder league to get in and around and move around in that table than what the Premier League is.
Yeah, of course it is. And you know the reason for that, don't you?
And it's been like that for years. Why? Because it's not pumped full of money and it is even. It is separated by skill, not by coin.
Well, yes.
To an extent.
Little bit of coin. Little bit of coin. But the biggest thing I find in it is that you win the Premier League, you get a trophy. You win the Championship, you go to the big one. You've got more to gain winning the Championship than you do the Premier League. Whoop-de-doo. Manchester United, for example. Whoop-de-doo. They win another title. They friggin' add another trophy to the cabinet. Wow. How exciting. Norwich are sitting first at the moment in the championship. How many trophies have they won? Zip.
How many years have they been the yo-yo team for? A long time.
As many times as United's won trophies.
As many times as Birmingham's made its way into the Premier League via the playoffs and not by automatic promotion.
I hate Leeds, but friggin' watching them play at the moment is incredible. They just play quality football.
Leeds have been on that streak for 3 years.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Even Bolton, they're sitting second last, but friggin' Christ, they've been playing some good football.
And I feel sorry for Bolton, only because my mate Chris at work, who is also a Victory supporter, his family are through and through Bolton. Yeah, so he and me talk championship football quite a bit.
Well, they're not doing too bad, you know what I mean? But that's the biggest thing. They're sitting second last and they've conceded 23 goals.
Oh, wow.
Right? Norwich is sitting first and conceded 20 goals.
Wow.
So Bolton's conceded 3 more goals than the team that's sitting top. Goals 4. Norwich have scored 28. Bolton have only scored 11.
Yeah, go look at Birmingham's ones, mate.
So, mate, we look at Birmingham's friggin' 23 4, 20 against.
Yeah. That's right.
It's one of those things. How convenient Aston Villa and Birmingham sitting friggin' neck and neck on the same points.
Don't even. Watch your tongue, boy.
I'm very glad that we're sitting 6th, but friggin' no, it's still 1 point in front of Norwich. It's Nottingham Forest. It's fucking great.
Yeah. And that's what it is. There's so many derbies as well.
But just so many. Looking at that, watching clubs that may come up. Sheffield United in the Premier League. It'd be insane.
They only got promoted to the Championship 2 seasons ago.
Absolutely. But it's good to see. Even Blackburn. I wouldn't mind them seeing up the top again. Obviously, it all goes downhill from about there. Wigan and Stoke, and it's good to see Stoke sitting down the freaking shit heap.
It is too. But as well, but Wigan.
Yay.
Will Griggs finally getting his crack.
Will Griggs, oh shit.
Yeah. He's been the star in League One. Why? Because he's a high championship rated odd player playing in a shit league. And now he's making it with the rough and tumble at his own level, which he should have been doing years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, look, it's good to see. There is some unbelievable talent in the championship, which you will see.
Yeah.
And as obviously, even as Premier League supporters, obviously, of your club, whether it be City or United or Liverpool, whatever. I mean, if you're a true fan of your Premier League club, you know about your youth and your younger guys getting games in the lower divisions.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? And it's good to see that they're killing it. I can sit there and it's clear, like as stoked as can be, as a Derby fan in the Championship, watching Liverpool players come into there and dominate.
Yeah.
No different.
I'm very much on the other side of the coin with Birmingham. Birmingham's always had a very good youth setup. The problem has been holding on to them. We can't do that. We cash in on them too early. But at the same point as well, I'm up to date with our women's competition. I love the Birmingham women's side. Birmingham women's side play in the top division, and they're generally top 3 every year.
Yeah. Yep.
They have one of the strongest women's team in the country. And they're going up against Premier League clubs with triple the money.
I was going to say, yeah, exactly right. Where big dollars are made, and
where big dollars are given.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing, given as well. Yep. Yeah. Look, it's good to see, and obviously, yeah, that's it. No different. The women, your academy squads from your 23s to your 18s. Obviously, as you said, your women's and so forth. It's good to see,
Yeah,
it's
fantastic.
It's good to see, and bloody big games, and even at youth level, you still see international side
Yeah.
of it as well. So yeah, no, look, it's definitely worthwhile watching at the moment. It's quality football, and go watch it. I'm pretty sure there'll be a couple of games on. There's a couple of games on this. Pretty sure we play this weekend, don't we?
Championship. I'm not 100% sure.
Because of that, let's find out. 18 of 46, Saturday 24th. No, they got the break as well.
I'm pretty sure they.
It will be. It will be. No, it will be because of I think it's one of the cups are on this weekend. So.
No. What month are we? It'll be the EFL.
Yeah, I think it's the FA Cup or something. But
it'll be the EFL, I think.
Whatever they call. Yeah.
Yeah. The Carabao.
Yeah, that's the one. That's
Carabao.
The one that's stupid. Go figure.
The one that nobody cares about.
They're playing something.
Yeah.
They'll be playing somewhere. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much that. Go watch that if you guys can. And the final one, which I've just got word of as we're doing this recording, next Thursday, set the clocks, set your alarm. I believe it's going live at 7:30. I can't confirm on what, I don't know if it's going to be on TV or not, but I dare say the Jets Facebook page will have all the details up. ACL, Asian Champions League fixtures will be announced. So we have 3 games to get through to qualify. First game being at home, which is obviously in previous years has been known to be the easy game. And then 2 games away overseas somewhere. So yeah, the last Aussie team to get through that qualification was Brisbane Roar 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
So yes, come Thursday night next week, probably on next week's show, hopefully, depending on what time and date we record it, we should have the details for you anyway. So hopefully we get lucky. Hopefully we get some pretty easy games and we get through to the tabled tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, stay tuned for that. I'm sure, as I said, if you've got Jets on Facebook and stuff like that, they'll keep us up to date and everything anyway.
Yep.
And thanks again, mate.
Thank you very much for having me. So much for a short, in inverted commas, podcast because it's the international break. It's one of the longer ones. It's been going for nearly an hour and a half.
Holy shit. Well, thank you guys for hanging around that long. If you're still listening to us, Ben and I obviously enjoy it. And again, unfortunately, being football, we do tend to get carried away and lose track of time.
and just generally waffle on.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Something takes our interest and we just can't get off the freaking topic. But yeah, again, mate, thank you very much for obviously giving us your time once again, as every week.
Not a problem, mate. It's always a pleasure.
Not too easy, mate. A special thanks, obviously, to a few of the partners we have, and obviously friends of the show and so forth. Primax Sports, Chris from SportsCastle, Cornflake Games, obviously Ben, the Newcastle Jets for obviously, giving us all the info and the time and stuff like that to get interviews and so forth in the past, as well as obviously. I was about to say something. I totally forgot what it was. Len Network. Again, I will speak to Ben once we finish this and discuss it. So we'll be in touch. I'll put a link down on my channel. Ben will have something on his as well to virtually state if it's going ahead or not. And
I'm due for a channel update, to be fair.
Stay tuned for that. Yeah, be sure to go check out Ben's other content that he has as well. Doing his segment with Hibbs. And he's still up in the air with the Simulation Smackdown, I believe. So if you guys have got any,
time at the moment.
If you guys have got any, whilst he's obviously sitting there contemplating on who it's going to be next, if you guys have any teams that you can think of that you wouldn't mind doing a Simulation Smackdown, seeing him do, preferably obviously lower ranked sides, can be in any competition from Mexico to wherever.
Yeah, give me something very. I want something very left of field. My only one saving grace in that Simulation Smackdown series. This is the only team that I will never do. If anybody suggests it, will be Capachuense.
Beautiful. So feel free, guys, to friggin' put up there Aston Villa.
Don't you dare.
Or Central Coast Mariners. I'm sure he would love to do those. Yeah,
I'd do them.
But yeah, other than that, guys, again, thank you guys for obviously watching and tuning in each week, and obviously subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. If you've got any mates or whatever out there that you think would enjoy it, and obviously, doesn't mind football and it's waffling on, be sure to share it and obviously get it out there, as well as Ben's channel or Lencast or any of the other guys that have been on the show, or any of the guys that you listen to as well. Be sure, can't recommend that enough. Be sure to share it and get it out there and get us out there amongst Facebook land and Twitter. That's pretty much it, guys. We will see you guys next week. Enjoy the international break. Enjoy the international friendlies coming up. I'm sure Ben will be glued to the TV for England, USA.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting game, that one. And I don't even know who the hell Portugal's got this week, but I think they've got Italy, I think. That'll be interesting. Minus Cristiano Ronaldo, because he doesn't play in the international, because he doesn't believe in it. Pretty well. His words, not mine. Then, yeah. Till next week, guys. Thank you very much. We hate
Coast Scum.
Too right. See you guys.
Tell me like a Hellcat.